Vanakkam. Welcome back to our course of SAP Production Planning. In this session, we will be discussing about accounting and costing views. With this, we are completing the discussion on the material master. Regarding sales views and quality views, we will be discussing them during the integration of sales and the PP, and then quality and PP. At that time, we'll discuss the sales view and the quality views. So what did we discuss so far? So far we discussed the production planning, what are the different production types, how they are in SAP treated, and what is the organization structure in SAP, and what is the overview of master data required for SAP production planning. And we covered metal master like basic views, purchasing views, 4 MRP views, work scheduling view, forecasting views, and storage views. In this session, we'll be talking about accounting 1 and accounting 2, costing 1 and costing 2 views. Now we are seeing the first view, accounting 1 first tab. Here accounting department will enter the valuation price details about the material for the inventory transactions. It starts with this valuation category. Valuation category determines whether the metal is subject to split valuation. Split valuation means the metal can be evaluated in different ways. For example, a metal may be stored in different batches. Each batch may have different life. A metal is having a longer life may be evaluated at a higher inventory value, which is having lower value, lower shelf life may have lower value. According to that, we have to measure the life, the value of the metal based on the life. We can use this split indicator. And then metal ledger active. Metal ledger active shows that the metal ledger is activated for the material. In S4HANA, this is default activated. This is already activated. Okay, what is for metal ledger? Metal ledger is for the basis for the actual costing and enable the metal inventories to be evaluated in multiple currencies and also used in different valuation approaches. These things you can discuss with the FICO consultant, the finance and controlling consultant. You can understand with them how it is used, and also consultant also will help to understand this point. And then coming to valuation class. Valuation class is the mechanism to assign a metal to the general ledger, that is the GL accounts. The general ledger accounts are updated when the metal movements are relevant to the accounting, what is to happen. For example, all the raw metal will be assigned to one general ledger account, all the WIP will be assigned to one general ledger account. Like that, which metal has to go which general ledger account, that is what is defined in this valuation class. And then we have this price control. What is this price control? Price control field used for the valuation of the stock. There are two options for this price control. One is called the moving average price, another is called the standard price. And here next we have the price control, we have the price unit. Price unit determines which are the unit of measurement which will be used. For example, the standard cost of the metal is 3.24 US dollars, and then the price unit is 1000 means, then the actual cost is 0.00324. So how do we define these things? So like 0.324 per unit defining is very difficult. So we can measure it is like $3.24 per 1000 units. Similarly, a metal is having some 100 rupees, or sorry, one piece is some 1 rupee or 2 rupee. Individual unit, by defining this, we may not be able to define 1 rupee 20 paise, 1 rupee 50 paise. There we can put it as 100 units or 125 rupees. Like that, if we define it, we can have the proper value is also assigned without losing the accuracy. That is the purpose we are having this price unit. Next, we talked about the standard price and the moving average price, right? So what is the standard price? So standard price and moving average price we'll be discussing after discussing the future price. Future price is the price that can be changed, which is the future. In future, what should be the price of the metal and from which date it is applicable. To define that, the future price is used. Now coming back to standard price and the moving average price. Moving average price is normally also called as the moving price or moving average price. This is the price entry in which when we use the price control V, this value will be used. Which one? The moving average value. Because when the metal is moving, the value also changes based on the buying quantity. For example, we are buying 100 numbers and at rupees 1 rupee. Then we are buying 200 numbers at 1 rupee 50 paise. Then the total value is coming around for 300 units. We are having the value of 400 Indian rupees, which means it is 1.33 rupees is the moving average price. Like this, based on each movement, based on the periodic unit, this price is used. That is the moving average price. Then we have the standard price. What is standard price? Standard price is a constant. Once it's entered, the price does not fluctuate, does not take into account the prices and other price altering movements. So when the price control is used as S, we have the standard price. So when you have the price control S, we use standard price. When you have the price control V, we have the moving average price. And which has to be used, either standard price or moving average price. This is determined based on the accounting principles of the organization. They will define for which material we have to follow which price control. Next we have the second tab. In the second tab, here we will be defining what is the lowest value system has to take. For example, there are some fields like tax price and commercial price. These two fields, the tax and commercial prices, they are not used in all the countries. They are used in specific countries only. Which country is using it, how they are using it, that will be determined by the accounting team. Now they will be deciding it how to use these details, and it is not much relevant to our production planning activities with respect to the pricing details. Now coming to the devaluation indicator, this is one of the important indicator. For example, the material's value has to be changed based on the life, like it is becoming slow moving or non-moving like that. If the value has to be degraded, for example, instead of 100 rupees per unit, it has to be evaluated at 75 rupees per unit. Like that, if you have to put this devaluation indicator can be used. So here using a percentage, we can increase the value or decrease the value. This is very significant because the planning people also should know if there is a devaluation is happening, means the metal is lying for long, you have to take action to use these materials or to remove these materials and or consume the materials. Next you have this LIFO and FIFO, right? What is LIFO is last in first out, FIFO is the first in first out. How it is the policy to be followed? Either the LIFO valuation has to be followed or the FIFO valuation has to be followed. Again, this is also applicable based on the country's legal requirements and also accounting standards of the organization based on the product's nature. So some cases we have to use the first in first out always. In some cases we need to use the last in first out basis. But generally it is suggested to use the first in first out. Next we are seeing the costing. In this costing view, the costing data, right? We have the two tabs for costing, costing 1 and costing 2. Now let us see the details in the costing 1. Here we have the do not cost. Here this box should not be selected if the material is to be costed. Which means if we select this indicator, material will not be costed, right? So we have to be very careful in this. So also when you select this field, metal will not be part of the BOM expression also, right? So here which metal we do not want to cost, those things we can use this field. Then we have the with quantity structure. The costing of metals are performed based on the quantity structure or without quantity structure. Quantity structure means based on the bill of material, then for each metal what is the value with these things. If you want to calculate as per the bill of material and as per quantity structure, we have to use this field so that system will explore the bill of materials, take the prices of the metals and use it for the standard cost estimation. If we do not select this item, then we need to create the unit cost estimate without the quantity structure and enter the cost details manually. So that system will take those details without considering the quantity structure. But again, whether we have to follow the quantity structure, because there are some products where the BOM is frequently changing. Every time on change, we cannot have this cost change. We have to fix it for one time. Like these details, we can update this. Again, it depends on the product, depends on the organization, depending on the accounting principles of the organization. Right. Next, we have this alternate BOM and BOM usage. Which means for costing purpose, which BOM has to be considered and which usage BOM has to be used. Hope you remember, no, we have not discussed this point. We will discuss during the bill of material discussion how this BOM usage can be used. Accordingly, it can be used. If nothing is defined there, system will take the default BOM which is available there in the system. Next is the costing losses. Again, when we want to run the cost for the materials, we can run the cost for one material also, one number also, for two numbers also, or 10 numbers, 100 numbers, whatever it is. For example, there is a production item.
we have the setup time, there is a setup cost, and there is a processing cost also. So if you measure this costing for one number, then the total setup cost will be assigned to this one material only. Then the costing will be showing very high cost for the material. Instead of that, if you run that regular optimized batch, for example, 100 batches normally you buy it. If you run the costing for 100, the setup cost will be assigned to this 100 number. You'll get the right numbers there. So when we have this kind of where we have to apply a group or a combination of or the size of the costing has to be like 50 or 100, we can use this field. And if it is not there, it is just a buying item. For each item, whatever I am buying it, it is the same price, means you can use a lot size 1. Mostly the lot size 1 is used, but if at all it required to, like what I told now, based on the production, the setup cost, those to be assigned, we can use the bigger lot size number. Next, we have this in the costing 2 view, where we have this cost estimate. So what is in the cost estimate? Here this cost estimate, we are having what is the cost, the current cost, what is the future cost, what are the previous costs, all those details we can see here. Here we have this planned price and standard price. Planned price means when you are running the cost, when you are marking the price, then system will show it as like a planned price until it is released. When the price is released, this will become a standard price. These aspects you can discuss with your controlling team when they are running the standard costing, right? At the time you can see how this field is changing from the planned price to the standard price. If you note that this current price is having planned and standard price, the previous things and the future things, we don't have the standard price, they have only the planned prices. And then we have other field which is a planned price. This planned price and the previously what we discussed planned price are not the same. These planned prices are that we can estimate this is what is going to be my future price. That price from which date it will be there. For the information purpose we can have it, so that we can use these details whenever it is required. So in this session we discuss this accounting 1, accounting 2 views, and the costing 1, costing 2 views. Having completed discussion on the metal master in 26 sessions, yes, so far we discussed about metal master in 26 sessions. We will be moving to other master data required for the production planning, which means to start with, we will be discussing about bill of materials, BOM, from the next session. So please give your feedback to improve the flow and contents of our course. And also if you need any further details, you can visit our website bgrovin.com. Thank you all. See you in the next session. Bye for now.